Serious. What's something that mentally and/or emotionally broke you? My fiancé died the day after we got engaged. Filing my dad's bankruptcy, getting him diagnosed for early onset Alzheimer's, dementia, and being his primary caregiver. It completely reverses the father-son role in a way I was not prepared for. Better now, but still is heartbreaking. Having a mother with schizophrenia. Such a tough illness for someone to experience. And tough on a family. When the police told me my fiancé had been killed by a drunk driver immediately outside of our neighborhood, it didn't help that the police lost the driver in the hospital, letting him escape for about 30 hours. My little cousin, 19, hung himself in October. That feeling of holding his cold body as I cut him down from his noose will forever haunt me. I dream of it often. Finding my twin brother dead. Seeing someone whom you had complete faith in, just switch on you and actively try to hurt you. I was trafficked. Took me a long time to be back to kind of normal. My 5-year-old got diagnosed with brain cancer. Edited to add he's 14 now and doing well. Hearing my mom ask if it was going to hurt to die. Few minutes later she took her last breath. Squeezed my hand and a slow release. Am I okay? Nah. A year and a half later I'm still not. Watching my grandma on my mom's side go through hospice. I have never seen a human slowly deteriorate like that. I was happy to think I would get to spend some time with her and comfort her because the year prior, my other grandma died unexpectedly and I never got to say bye. As each day went on she slowly lost any ability to think or properly communicate to the point that it was like her mind was already gone. When she was close to death she was making these gargling sounds that sounded like she was drowning. That sound alone is something I will never forget. It was the worst experience of death I have ever experienced. It was literally watching a person you loved just slowly fade away mentally. The amount of weight she lost in just those few days. Moving to a different country and realizing how incompatible I am. My sister attempted suicide and I cut her down from the ceiling while my parents stood in shock. I called 911 and had to perform CPR until first responders arrived. Knowing I'm the only one in my family who can function semi-well under intense pressure freaked me out bad. I still don't sleep well and that was almost 3 years ago. A breakup after a decade-long relationship and losing my job a couple of weeks later. 2020 was definitely tough. But we made it to the other side. When I was 13 and told my family that I'd been raped by a grown man that had taken me and 2 other underage friends of mine to a motel to roofie us. My grandmother scowled at me with disgust as I sat there with my tail between my legs feeling more shame than I'd ever felt. She told me I needed to learn how to keep my legs closed. I got a huge talking to from the adults and was punished and slut-shamed. I'm 31 now and the thought of this still gives me a pain in my chest. Toxic families leave people broken for a long time. Loneliness. I suffered a mental breakdown because of that in 2017. And still didn't recover completely. It has made my depression worse and it has affected my life deeply. I was in therapy and was nervous about my child's upcoming birthday party because of serious anxiety issues. She told me to imagine the worst thing happening and when the party is over I would realize everything was okay. Day of birthday party I received an out-of-state call from a coroner. My mom was found dead in her apartment. An investigation occurred but it was determined she had a diabetic episode. Hit her head on the kitchen counter. Bled out and died. An hour later my friend arrived, hysterically crying, indicating she just got a call her mom died. I was numb and broken. Life has never been the same since. Parasailing accident. Boat pulling us lost all electricity after a larger boat passed and it crashed hard over the wake. I was 800 feet in the air, attached to a steel contraption with my 2 kids on either side of me, with a mass of ropes above us leading to the parachute sail. It created enough drag that the impact wasn't as horrific as it could have been. But plummeting hundreds of feet through the air into the ocean and then realizing the metal contraption is pulling you and your kids under. My son couldn't get on his back, so his life vest wasn't working properly. My daughter was screaming because her arm was tangled in the rope. My son was 7. She was 9. Coast Guard was called in for rescue. Fuck. It was in 2020. I will never be the same person. I have flashbacks every day. Edit to add my kids survived. Sorry if that was unclear. Well, watching someone shoot themselves is pretty ravaging on your mental health. Happened to see my neighbor do this to himself this past weekend.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.